Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to another episode of the Naughty Little Podcast. Today's guest is an exciting weirdo. His name is Jimmy Justice Millar, and I'll let him introduce himself a little bit. Jimmy.
Beetroot King.
Beetroot King.
Yeah. Known this man for a long time. We were fighters, still fighting.
I'm not.
He's still capable.
I am.
Yeah.
But I don't trust my jaw as much.
Nah.
So, bit about you. How long have you been fighting? Where are you from? What's your age?
I'm from Bournemouth.
Oi.
I'm 41 years of age. I had my first fight when I was 12 years of age. I was amateur boxing. I was with the 8-ounce gloves and there was blood, and I was the winner and I enjoyed it. And I've always loved boxing since a young child. And I remember I got into unlicensed boxing, K1, but then I progressed to mixed martial arts when cage fighting was cool.
Yeah.
I didn't really understand all the attributes needed for cage fighting.
It's a lot in it.
Wrestling, jiu-jitsu. But I was game, from being a boxer, I'd had ring experience and I sort of learnt on the job. But we knew each other from the MMA scene back then. And, now bare knuckles the cool sport to be in.
Everyone's like, it's fucking risky business. Is that what happened to your eye?
Yes, what happened to my eye.
You were at Wolverhampton Brawl, is that right?
Yeah, BYB. Thanks for having me. Had a great time. Got paid for doing something I enjoyed.
Yeah.
I was fighting a top opponent, someone that I fought 12 years ago in MMA.
Did you do him 12 years ago?
No, I didn't. I've lost twice against him. Do you know what? I've beat an Englishman in bare knuckle, a Scottishman, an Irishman. I lost against a Welshman. I tell you what, these Welsh, they're fucking hard.
They're tough, aren't they?
They are tough. Why are they so fucking hard? Why do they shag sheep?
Shagging sheep.
Why? Why?
Why'd you shag sheep? What did a sheep ever do?
Yeah, exactly.
They're not sexy, are they?
No.
It's not like you look at a sheep and you think,
do you think they got extra high testosterone in Wales? So much so that they shag sheep?
I think sheep send off fucking pheromones that are only detected by Welshmen.
Yeah.
That's what it is.
Hey, oi, boyo.
Hey, yucky da. So, I've got a question for you. Is Robert De Niro your real father?
No, he's not. That'd be an insult to my real father who died, R.I.P. Gordon Miller.
Oh, for fuck's sake. I put my foot in it, didn't I?
My mother was a makeup artist. I did makeup, but she never did Robert De Niro's makeup.
Are you sure? She won't tell you?
No, but...
You're very similar. I'm going to put a picture side by side. Can you sit up a minute?
Yeah.
So when we do an edit...
We do a Robert De Niro impression. What movie?
All right, best movie, Jackie Brown.
Oh, Jackie Brown. No, I can't think of that one. I know who's in it. But,
you choose.
Pardon?
You choose a
I
line.
like Robert De Niro in The Raging Bull when he says, "You fuck my wife, huh? You fuck my wife, Joey. You fuck my wife. DeSalvi fuck my wife. You fuck Vicky. When I was up in the training camp, you fuck my wife. You fuck my wife, Joe. Come on, I can take it.
You got his voice and everything.
You fuck my wife.
You got his voice and everything, mate. Oh,
I like
Robert De Niro.
Hey, you talking to me?
Hey,
you talking to me? You talking to me, shitheel? You must be talking to me because I don't see anybody else here. You must be talking to me. You talking to me?
He's definitely related to you. Might be your uncle. When's your dad die and how did he die, if you don't mind me asking?
Yeah, my dad was an alcoholic, unfortunately. And
lifelong alcoholic or like...
Yeah, lifelong alcoholic. So young men that drink a lot, drink, it can be undetected, it's like a disease or whatever. And they drink at work, they drink after work, they drink at the weekends, then they bring cider home after the pub, and then one day they wake up with the shakes, and then they might not mean to be an alcoholic, but that disease or whatever, untreated. So he gave up alcohol for a 4-year period. Then he went back on alcohol and he never come off the alcohol. And there was once that the hospital detained him under, not the mental health, but they wanted to make sure that he had his capacities,
Yeah.
So in order to do that, they do a detox on somebody. And to do a detox on somebody, they put them in a hospital bed. They have a security guard and they make sure they do not leave that hospital bed and they're 100% watched over so they don't drink alcohol. But of course, after 28 days of no drinking alcohol, they seen that he had his faculties and they let him go. They released him or whatever. He went back to his flat and then he chose to drink again. And his body was old and fucked.
How old was he when he died?
56 years of age. And
My dad died at 58. It's fucking awful, isn't it?
Traumatic, to see someone you love and that, and...
when did he die?
That was 6 years ago now, yeah.
Yeah, shit. Sorry, mate.
And more than that, actually, 8 years ago. Sorry, 8 years.
Yeah.
So I was, it was the same year I got married, which was, 2016. I was 33.
Did you get married before he died?
After.
Yeah, I bet that made it a bit awkward him not being there like the same
Yeah,
year.
I can't imagine him being there anyway, unless I would have flew him out there. I got married in Florida.
Fair, that's nice.
Yeah.
All right, we'll get off of that. I always fucking start these things a little bit deep, don't I?
Do you know what?
It's
I
nice
was
to talk
lucky to
about
have a
things.
dad,
Yeah.
and I did go on holidays with him. I took him to Barbados with me when I was 21.
Nice.
Or 22. That was a great holiday, you know. And he was off the drink then.
What do you do for money? Because you're always fucking in America or somewhere.
Yeah, do you know, I was a commercial plumber. I worked very hard on building sites, a real grafter.
Yeah.
You know, but I had some good opportunities with, these hotels that I used to stay at, or I still stay at. I'm a diamond member with the Hilton, but I'm on the family and friends rate.
Okay.
So they give me, they'll get 50% off hotels. And I used to get more than that. I used to be on the team member benefits. So I stay at a lot of nice hotels, and I used to flex a lot on the internet, you know, show them where I'm at and that, you know. I'm not into that anymore.
It's a young man's game, but we all been guilty of stunting.
Stunting, yeah. So I was pretty good at stunting. In fact, I was the best. If people that didn't know me thought, what's this bloke do for money? You
He's
know?
a millionaire.
Yeah, he's a millionaire.
He's a millionaire.
You
Do you ever shag? Yeah.
He's wearing a pair of fucking Gucci shorts, man. He's a millionaire.
He's a millionaire.
Yeah.
All right, let's go back to fighting. You started when you were 12.
Yeah.
Have you fought in all disciplines? Have you wrestled?
MMA, but
Yeah.
I've never.
But in competition, like let's talk about professionally.
Yeah.
What sports have you fought in professionally?
Professional MMA, K1, and bare knuckle.
Yeah. What's your favourite out of the three?
Bare knuckle.
Why?
Just really exhilarating and so great, like having your hands free and that, like it just feels like.
Yeah. Do you have your wrists strapped?
Yeah, you have your wrists
that's
wrapped,
right, isn't it?
yeah.
Snap a wrist, that's not fucking good. What's the? I find it weird though, because obviously bare knuckle, mate. Like, you had a fight.
Yeah.
What round did it go to?
Second round.
All right, that's you're in the second round, so that's probably about 4 minutes of fighting.
Exactly.
And you look like you've just fucking done a 12-rounder.
Yeah, exactly.
Do you know what I mean?
Funny enough, I was in the most brutal bare knuckle fight. There was that one was 4 minutes of fighting.
Yeah.
And I had more damage in those 4 minutes than I had in the career of mixed martial arts.
Mental.
Yeah, and that's including like 10 pro.
But the thing
MMA
is,
fight.
people are just like you go and watch a bare knuckle fight, and you're seeing teeth going flying everywhere.
Yeah, mad.
Noses getting broken, cheekbones getting broken, hands being broken.
Oh, it's madness.
It's just like, it's kind of like it's good because it's primal.
Yeah.
I like that. Like it's kind of one of the most honest fighting forms. But that other fighting that they do in the cage, the fucking no rules thing, that gay geezer, what's his name, Bashir?
Yeah, Bashir, that's king of the streets. And it's not in a cage. What they do trestle fencing.
Yeah, it's trestle fencing, isn't it? It's like zero rules.
Yeah, it looks interesting. It's something I think I would like to do to try one time. Yeah. I've got the credentials. So if King of Streets are watching, give me a message.
He's got a screw loose, and that is all you need to get on there. A screw loose and a bit of experience. Yeah, King of the Streets, get him on. Jimmy Millar.
On, yeah.
How about this? I know Bash gets bashed up every time he's on there, but if he bashes up Bash, will you let Jimmy Miller on? If you let Bash on?
Yeah, they might get me on the radar, innit? Yeah.
Because by the time this comes
Bash's ear off.
by the time this comes out, you would have beaten Bash.
Yeah. I don't want to let Bash too close because he could potentially have a chomp on my ear, couldn't he?
He's a fucking knobhead, isn't he? But you could take his eye out.
It could do, yeah. This is hybrid MMA, yeah. So not hybrid MMA, it's with MMA mitts boxing.
Oh, is it with mitts?
With mitts.
Oh, what you're doing on Saturday?
Yes, Saturday coming.
Okay. What, 4 ounces?
4 ounce, yeah.
Fun.
Fun, yeah.
Why don't they let it be bare knuckle? Fucking mad as well, with 4 ounces.
I think you have to do a different sanctioning.
Oh, right.
And to be honest with you, this is I was supposed to do a hybrid boxing match a very long time ago in Bournemouth against Jake Best. Do you know him? He went on to be pro boxer. We'd already had beef before, and we had a fight. It was a very close fight. I'd say I won the first one. Didn't train for the second one, but I was thinking I could do him with MMA mitts, and that was agreed that it was going to be an MMA contest. So we go to get in the ring with our MMA mitts on, and we got a special guest referee, Steve Collins, the Celtic Warrior, ex-world champion, Irish. He's a Dubliner.
Yeah.
He goes, "What the fuck are those boys?" We're like, "Yeah, we're fighting in these." "No, you're fucking not. You'll be cut to fuck." He's like, "I ain't refereeing that," and take the gloves off. And
Yeah.
I was like, "All right, sweet," because I'm getting paid for the 4-ounce mitts, but. Yeah, it didn't work out for me because I lost the fight because I didn't really have the cardio, you know?
Yeah.
My opponent was a bit
There's so much to it, isn't there? Like, when it comes to a fight game, like, people think, like, it's just, you're hard and you can throw a punch.
No,
but if someone can take a punch, then...
Boxing as well, you know, this guy had fast feet. So, you know, you work that out, you know, you can't catch him.
Yeah. It's hard, isn't it, when you're throwing a punch and it's grazing him every time, even though it's a fucking full power punch.
Another guy that I fought with the gloves on, he had a good tactic. He spoiled and gyrated on me and got me angry, and next thing you know, I'm loading up, you know, and I was missing a lot, you know, and he was like...
Mo Cargbo does that to people, doesn't he?
He just wound me up.
Is that who are you talking about?
No, it was a guy called Macaulay Bygraves. We're friends now, but at the end of the fight, it resulted in me biting his ear in the 5th round because I was so frustrated with him holding on to me and spoiling.
He gets it, doesn't it?
Yeah.
Mike Tyson. You've met him, Mike Tyson, haven't you?
Mike Tyson, yeah.
How was he, all right?
Yeah, he was sound, yeah.
What do you think's going to happen Saturday
I really
night?
hope that he knocks Jake Paul out. I love Tony Bellew for what he's just done. Did you see that?
He said it, and he said
Tony
the truth.
Bellew's sponsored by Paddy Power. He's gone over to Dallas and he's in the crowd and he's brought his own microphone with him, and he said he started calling it for what it is. You know,
it's a farce, isn't it?
it's a farce. You know,
But the thing is, if Mike Tyson does come out for the first few rounds and throw those uppercuts and those hooks, and he hits Jake Paul with one by accident, he's going to go to sleep. Even though they're saying, like, it's contractual that Jake Paul can't win the fight, by the time this comes out, that fight will be over. So we'll be looking back on this and, like, we'll be able to
what
figure
they
out...
saying is contractual that Mike Tyson can't win.
No, Jake... Yeah, the Mike can't win. Like, Jake can't lose.
Really?
Somehow.
Yeah.
I don't know. Like, maybe he's not allowed to be knocked out, or if he gets knocked out, it's not classed as a win.
That's
I'm not
crazy,
sure, but there's something in the contract that says that Jake can't lose.
So I've also met Jake Paul.
Yeah.
And that was kind of crazy. I was in his changing rooms after he'd done his weigh-in with Tyrone Woodley.
Oh, yeah.
So my objective is to get a photo with my boy and Jake Paul. You know, it's like, it's kind of a bit weird, you know what I mean? Like, so I've basically followed him and his team off the, you know, when they have the press conference, they have the stare down and that,
Yeah.
So he's gone off with his team, and I've joined his team with the entourage. Next thing you know, I'm in a room like similar to this. Jake Paul sat on the sofa, he's with his pal, and he's watching himself on Ariel Hawani's Instagram, saying, "I'm fucking him up, Ariel, I'm fucking him up." And he's watching himself, and I'm standing like there, and I'm thinking to myself, "Oh, this is awkward," you know. I'm like, "Excuse me, Jake, I'm from England, this is my son, can we have a photograph?" And he's like, "Oh yeah, sure." Not to thinking, what the fuck are you doing here?
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? Like, but,
You do get in with every fucker. I've seen you in a picture, or your kid mainly, actually. What's your kid called?
Gerard.
Gerard.
Yeah.
Is that because of Steven Gerrard?
Yeah, it is, yeah.
Do you support Liverpool?
No, she did. Or does, yeah.
Gerard.
It was written in the stars, yeah, that when she had his son, his name would be Gerard.
Fair enough. Yeah, I've seen Gerard in pictures with almost every fucking celebrity
I know,
you can
amazing,
think
yeah.
of.
Do you know what?
How'd you get to the fucking people all the time?
Well, one of them was at a Hollywood movie premiere for Guardians of the Galaxy. They had Chris Pratt, Sylvester Stallone, Vin Diesel. These are all people that Gerald got photographs with.
Mad.
I was jealous of the Sylvester Stallone one.
Yeah.
Why I didn't jump in for a photograph is because we wasn't wearing the lanyards.
Okay.
So if you're not wearing a lanyard, means that you arrived in the limos with the stars. So obviously no one wants to say, "Excuse me, who are you? Who are you with?" But at the same time, they'd think it was a bit weird if you're more...
Yeah, you're trying to get pictures.
Trying to get pictures, they might draw attention. So I was just happy for my son to get a photo with Sly, you know. But Sylvester Stallone is like Hollywood, like legend and that, you know.
What do you think of Hollywood, the state of Hollywood at the moment? Like, thing is, baffles me. Like, the actors, the action heroes. I like my action heroes 6'5" and steroided up. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, that's what I want them like that. I want them to look like fucking Arnold Schwarzenegger.
Yeah.
Like, they're all just like, they're skinny little fucking
Jason
goofy
Statham,
dudes.
I'd do him. Yeah, I need to get his job.
Yeah. He ain't working no more. He's worth 95 million.
My pal, Southampton lad. He was a roofer.
Yeah.
He worked at his house. He lives in the New Forest.
Oh, does he?
He's got a place in the New Forest, and it's mega. You know, it's looking over the sea. And he was walking around with all his like personal security and stuff, you know. But every room in this house has like got photographs of what it's going to look like when it's finished. It's a new build property. It's pretty cool because we just come off a set. I did an action movie in America. Look, it sounds like it was a big deal.
Yeah. What was that?
Warrior Island, it was called.
Oh yeah.
It was a big deal to me because you remember back in the day when I was campaigning to get on this Warrior Island.
Yeah, I remember.
When we thought it was an MMA tournament.
I thought it was going to be like fucking Mortal Kombat.
Exactly. Well, that's what it turned out to be, an MMA tournament, but a movie of it, you know? And it was quite very low budget, let's just say, you know?
Yeah.
I was pleased.
You've got to start somewhere, don't you?
Yeah. Do you know what? Since then, I'm trying to get into the
You were on a
movies.
TV show, weren't you, with that Idris Elba thing?
That's right, yeah, Luther. And
Oh, it was Luther, weren't it? You were in the prison.
Something else, I've got another email today. They're looking for athletic men and stuff like that. You know?
Send me over, mate. I'll come.
They've pissed me off, to be fair. I'm going to give you the agency, but they're not very good.
Why they pissed you off?
Because since that Luther movie, I've had about 20, maybe 30 other emails saying, am I available on these dates? Am I available on these dates? I say yes to everything, and they cancel me for everything. And after a while, it's just like, just don't waste my time, do you know what I mean? Like, why?
My wife keeps saying I should get involved in acting.
Yeah, you should, yeah.
Yeah, I've got...
I'm going to give you the link to this, because all you got to do is send a photo of your top off and that. You've got the perfect
Mate, I've got
physique.
fucking fat. I've got fat.
Oh, get your best photo, yeah.
I'll send them one from a few years ago. Right, what is your worst discipline when it comes to fighting? Like, you said your favourite is bare knuckle boxing.
Yeah.
Which ones do you enjoy the least?
I hate kicking, to be honest with you.
Really?
Yeah, I really hate that.
I fucking love kicking. You're terrible at kicking.
Yeah,
but...
I'm terrible at kicking. When I fought in the not last man stand, Southampton's hardest man as the Riddler.
As a Riddler.
I was wearing a pair of...
You fought Alexi Roberts, didn't you?
Yeah, Riddler Converse. Yeah. And they said, oh, take your shoes off. I said, no. I said, I'm not throwing any kicks. Yeah.
Yeah.
So...
well, did you win that fight?
No, I lost, yeah. Do you know what?
Alexi was he's weird, he's short as fuck, fat as fuck now, have you seen him?
Yeah, but my takedown defence, I'd never been taken down like that before, so I'm normally used to like, shoots and stuff like that, low, and he took me down with this weird little like upper body, you know.
Like a proper jiu-jitsu takedown instead of a
Yeah, it was
wrestle.
a weird takedown, and do you know what, I was there as an entertainer, you know, like I really was.
Was that the same night you fought as Spider-Man?
Yeah, that was, yeah. And that's...
you won that one though, didn't you?
I did, yeah. You did. The mythical Spider-Man, who was he?
It was Spider-Man, it was Jimmy Justice Millar. That video, we're going to play a bit of that because
that's still doing the rounds, I think, on TikTok.
Mate, I see it on
Black
something
Panther.
the other day because on YouTube, the YouTube it came out on, it's only got like 1.6 million views, but I've seen it doing around somewhere else and it's got like fucking 20 million. And then on TikTok it's got like 100 million. Like, so that fight has been seen. It's annoying because it's your most viewed fight. It's what you're most famous for, even though you're not famous for it and no one knows it's fucking you.
Yeah, brilliant.
Well,
thank you for this.
You're welcome, mate. You're welcome. Now everyone knows it's you.
Also, I did a bare knuckle in the forest with a man with a mankini.
Who was that cunt?
That's the shadow boxer. He's hilarious. Now, he set it up. He was he orchestrated a bare knuckle fight in the forest himself in the same location with a guy called Andy Goy. Now, Andy Goy's sort of a sure thing. I don't think he'd won a bare knuckle fight, to be fair. And the shadow boxers brought him over to Ireland and done him.
Where's he from?
He's from Dublin. He's a Dubliner. And this is in the Dublin mountains. And 32 million views he's got on YouTube.
Just for wearing a mankini?
No, that was him knocking the guy out with a punch.
Oh, right.
But it is a YouTube short with 32 million views. That's pretty big.
Yeah, that's impressive.
It's one of the top ones in the world.
Yeah, that's fucking incredible.
And I thought, fair play, I want to get involved with this guy because he can help me get a viral video. So I did achieve in getting a viral video because someone shared it on Instagram who's got 5 million views. So, and I got 600,000 on my Instagram account.
Have you?
And it gave me good algorithm.
Sick.
Yeah.
Well, Instagram, I struggle with social media. I'm a physical, personally engaging person, do you know what I mean? But put me behind a computer on a digital front and I'm fucking a nightmare. So I do apologise that none of my reels are good. It is what it is. Hopefully you'll enjoy watching my videos. So yeah, worst discipline, what was it? Kicking. You hate kicking.
Yeah, I hate kicking, yeah. I like it when people kick me and I block it with an elbow or something and then smile at them.
Yeah, fucking hurts. But that Spider-Man fight, did you know you were going to batter them?
No, pure impulsivity. I seen what was going on, and I was just like, I've got to get some. I'm an attention seeker, a showman, you know.
I was supposed to be on that show, and it's unfortunate that I wasn't. But you know, here we are. Life commitments meant I couldn't be there, but it is what it is. Why are you known globally as the Beetroot King?
Do you know what? It wasn't always my Instagram handle, but I changed it when I seen the Liver King, and I was into beetroots. I think they're great, you know, for energy.
Yeah.
Obviously, they're high in iron. So I thought maybe I might blow up in the vegan community, you know. Not that I'm a vegan, but they might be like, oh,
we like this guy, he eats beetroots. Came in as one of our own.
You know, or, let's claim him Beetroot King, you know.
Convert the cunt.
Yeah, to be honest with you, I come a little bit attached to it. And I thought it might help me, but I don't think so. I've been Jimmy Justice forever, you know.
Yeah, I like Jimmy Justice.
Yeah.
Do you know what, mate? I don't think you should have stopped your YouTube. I think you should have kept on doing that. But when you were doing it what?
12 years ago.
12 years ago.
Yeah.
If you would have continued then, mate, like that would have been it. You'd have been clear by now.
Cool, yeah.
No more black eyes and broken hands.
How's your YouTube going?
Fucking awful. No, it's not that bad.
What's the subscribers at?
It's low.
Yeah.
It's low, but I've only just started. I'm only 2 months in.
All right, wow.
And I've only uploaded like 7 or 8 videos, so it is what it is. It's a process, you know. And obviously, people watching the videos, I appreciate. Obviously, it's important to like them and share them and comment. And if you can subscribe, then do subscribe. There's just like it just helps me hit the algorithm. It helps other people see my videos, and ultimately, if you're my friend or my family, you should definitely be watching my shit and supporting me. But if you're not,
please
then fuck you.
Share, and don't forget, most importantly, subscribe.
Subscribe. I need 1,000 subscribers by the end of the year. That'd be lovely.
So I'm lit. I've got 4,000 subs. Justice Jimmy on YouTube.
Absolutely.
4,000.
You got 4,000, have you?
4,000, yeah.
Sick. All of his subscribers come over here.
Yeah, bring them over.
I remember I was on an episode of your Justice TV. You done like World Deadliest Strikers.
That's right, yeah.
And you put me on there. It fucking surprised me, but it was lovely. Thank you. Appreciate that.
Yeah, you're welcome.
I miss hitting people. It was a lovely, lovely feeling. Do you know what I mean?
Like when you was a good striker. And,
I was a good striker.
You were fighting in a nightclub, weren't you, on the Hardest Man?
I had a go at that,
That was good, yeah. That's original, you know what I mean? That's
it was kind of original, but there was a film that it happened on. There was a film called, I don't know, but it's with Channing Tatum, and he done the same thing. And they done a fight in a nightclub, and it was kind of like, I think it was a replica of that. But my fight was definitely better.
We were before our time, you know what I mean?
Yeah, that's the problem, mate. We were.
We were, yeah.
It is what it is, though, isn't it? We're old now. What are we going to do? Do you think you're old?
No, I don't know. I don't feel it. Do you know, like, when you see what you see in the mirror, you know, I still think, yeah, you got it, you know what I mean? I still feel like, I feel young. I feel like my life's just begun.
I agree. Mate, I feel like my life's just begun again. I feel like a few years, since lockdown ended, like I feel like it kind of put me in a bit of a weird spiral where I weren't quite sure what I was doing, but like I feel reinvigorated now. I feel like I've got a second lease.
Me too, you know, I just, I've definitely had some changes. You know what, I honestly put it down to me, like Mike Tyson talks about like an ego death or whatever. You know, I said about flexing and trying to portray to be somebody I'm not.
Just be who you are, and if people don't like you, fuck them.
Yeah, no, my authenticity, you know what I mean? Just trying to be listening to myself, you know what I mean? Like the go internal instead of like what does other people want you to do.
Bernie Mac said it best. He said, boy, just be yourself. And if people don't like you for being yourself, well, fuck them.
Yeah, exactly, yeah. People don't like it when I go into an American accent, but I can't help it.
I think it's brilliant, mate. From now on, I want you to speak American. Thank you very much.
Golly God.
Golly God.
Oh my gosh.
So Justice TV is still active. You're still doing videos, just not as much.
Justice Jimmy, Justice Jimmy Millar.
Is it not Justice TV?
No,
on YouTube.
No, it's not.
Oh, it used to be Justice TV.
Justice Time TV. Yeah.
Oh right, I like that. So on Instagram, you are Justice Jimmy BYB.
No, I just changed it back to Beetroot
King. For fuck's sake, you're hard work, you are.
Yeah.
So what is it now?
Beetroot King.
Oh, for fuck's sake.
Beetroot.
Could have warned me. And on TikTok, are you Iron Fist Jimmy?
Iron Fist Jimmy.
Manifest
of King James. I'm also a manifestation coach in the making. I've got manifestation skills to pay the bills. So if you need a mindset coach, someone that's going to help you manifest your dreams, hit me up.
Give him a motivational speech from here.
Manifest with King James. You've tried everything else. You've tried it yourself. You know, it can be so much faster when you get a professional in to help you manifest. Okay? I've manifested everything I have in my life. Yeah? Even going back to meeting Conor McGregor and Mike Tyson and, you know, my lovely wife and my children and, you know, my career that I've had and just even my sauna in my home, I've manifested it all. And I can help you manifest what you want in life too. This life that I've manifested has worked out absolutely perfect for me because things always work out best case, always do, always will. So just trust in the process. The law of detachment. You know, you have to detach from your situation. You can't just look, why is this not happening? Why is this not happening? You know, you've already put it out there. You know, the signal has already been sent. You attract the vibrations which you're manifesting, you know what I mean? So if you're in lack and you're needing something, then it's going to be repelling from you. What you're trying to manifest is going to be running away. But if you feel like you have it already, then you're going to attract, you know, because you're positive, you're abundant. You have to vibrate on the same frequency as abundance.
Yeah.
And I believe, you know, I'm a scholar of forbidden knowledge. You know, I've been reading the Emerald Tablets late at night with Bill Carson's. He's my mindset coach, you know. So, you know, I'm just passing it on. So,
brilliant. I love it.
There you go. See yourself. Talk about yourself as you see yourself, and one day that'll be yourself. You have to say it out, you know. These affirmations of positivity.
Yeah, that's. Do you know what I do? Do you know what my affirmation is? Right.
Yeah.
Every morning, I'm right-handed, and I always brush my teeth with my right hand.
No,
right? I now brush with my left hand.
Okay.
Try it. Brush your teeth with your left hand. Right. Look in the mirror.
Yeah.
And tell yourself, "I love you."
Well, just,
10 times over.
Yeah.
10 times over. Just do it, and then take 25 big breaths. In and out. That's it. Brush your teeth with your left hand. Tell yourself I love you out loud 10 times in the mirror. Look in your eyes.
There's a science to that. That's like if you look in the mirror with your right eye, you look into your left eye and you tell yourself, you know, all this positivity, you know, like you're loved.
You're important.
Everyone love you. You're dripping in gold. You're this, you're that, you know. You convince your mind, you know.
Yeah.
Subconscious.
You've got to do it, mate. Speak it into existence. Right, so as I said, by the time this comes out, you would have already fought Bash.
Yes.
Right, so what happened in that fight? How did it start? How did it end?
Why am I fighting Bash?
That's a good question.
Yeah.
Why are you fighting Bash?
Yeah, because I don't...
Because you're friends. You were friends.
Yeah, I don't get anything from it. He's called me out, as a matter of fact, and I see why he's doing it, because someone's offered him money to do it. And seeing he's been disrespectful, and he's disrespected me for being a disciplined fighter, you know, or trying to be I am a disciplined fighter, but, you know, he's just like it's something to be mocked, you know.
Because he's fat and
because he drinks alcohol and because he doesn't train, you know, but then he doesn't fight, his fights don't last longer than a minute, you know.
Yeah. So, it's kind of illogical, isn't it? But it's just calling you out.
Anyway,
who's put
I look forward to it. It's
out?
about time I had an easy one, to be honest with you, you know. I've fought all premium contenders and now, like...
Do you reckon you'd do him in the first round?
Yeah, I will, yeah. First exchange.
Yeah. You sparred before?
No.
No, you've just been mates?
No, not even been mates. I've
just know each
been
other.
Pleasant to him at the airport. We've been involved with... he actually let me down in... I could tell you a story. He come to Ireland to fight my friend... and then he didn't turn up. He come to Ireland, he went to the hotel, which I actually paid for, by the way, because I lent my mate the money and said, all right, you know, there's a hotel for him.
Yeah.
Oh, it was a disaster.
So why didn't he just got pissed and got on it and then fucking didn't show up for the fight?
Exactly, yeah.
Fucking Bash.
And then caused problems for me as well, because, I pulled out of a fight because I had a hand injury, and he was my replacement. Yeah. And I told the promoter I don't think he's a good replacement. And ended up arguing with somebody over it and that, you know.
Fucking not ideal. Mental health is what I'd like to speak about. What's your take on your mental health today?
100%. You know, like the amount of people that are in the fight game that are recovering drug addicts, you know, and it gives them a focus to train up into the fight. Then after the fight, maybe they didn't get the result they wanted. Maybe they get back on the crack pipe or something, you know.
Happens.
Like, I feel bad for those guys, but as it is, I'm not a recovering drug addict or anything like that. I haven't got any drug addictions, you know, so It's all helped. I don't drink alcohol, and
is that because of your dad?
Yeah, it's because of my dad, and I just feel like it's.
It's probably not the best. I drink alcohol because I like it.
Yeah.
And it's as simple as that. I monitor how much I drink because I do have an addictive personality, and I understand that. And I think as long as you can understand that and like rein yourself in.
I had a friend recently who just killed himself, and he had steroids and cocaine in his system, and that, and I didn't know that he was struggling like he did. It was a failed relationship, and it's sad. He had a daughter, and just a bit upsetting for everybody. You know what I mean? Because he was a nice person, as he reminded me a lot of my dad, or whatever.
Yeah.
He might have even himself had an alcoholic. He may have been an alcoholic. You're probably just discovering he's an alcoholic.
Some people don't realise when they're in addiction. And that's the thing about, I think, some addictions, like you don't actually realise that you are an addict until you stop taking such thing, and then like you realise that you have a desire for it that's unnatural.
I've had some addictions with adrenaline, I think, I used to get up to naughty stuff, and then you used to realise that maybe it was addicted to the adrenaline of it,
Gets like that, and that's why you're probably still fighting now.
Yeah,
because
exactly.
like in reality, do you need to be fighting?
No.
It's just something that you do because what else do you do? It defines Jimmy Justice Millar, doesn't it?
It is an amazing experience, like that ring walk,
Yeah, I know. It's brilliant. Do you know what I love?
Yeah.
My favourite part is being in the blue corner.
Yeah.
Right. I don't want to come out second. I want to come out first, and I want you to do your ring walk. And I want to sit in there, and my legs trembling because I've got nervous. I'm like, fucking hell, my legs are trembling. Yeah. He's coming out. He's the favourite, which means I'm probably gonna fucking lose. Yeah. And then you go out and you beat the cunt. Do you know what I mean? It's just like
in the blue corner. Yeah.
Yeah. But it's all right. It don't matter if you're the blue corner. It matters who gets their hand risen in the end.
Yeah.
But back to mental health. Your friend that passed away. I've spoken about suicide on numerous occasions during podcasts, but I've got my own opinions on them, and I'll keep it there. But I just think, there's so much suicide going on, and I think as adults, as adult men, I think we owe it to our family, our friends, to. I'm not saying not commit suicide. Ideally, not commit suicide.
I'm saying not commit suicide.
Ideally not commit suicide, but at the same time, fucking try and get help. Try and reach out to somebody, or at least at very least, write a fucking note before you do it. Because my logic is this, okay? Right,
they're on drugs a lot of the time when they kill themselves. They're not thinking straight. Drugs and alcohol, benders, whatever. Some of them they don't mean to do it really, but misadventure they call it.
Yeah.
But let me say this, that it's selfish, for your family and friends and stuff like that. And do you know what? Life's precious. And there's someone in a hospital bed that just wishes that he was in your situation. However bad your situation may be, if you've got a healthy body and a healthy mind, then you... Unless
you're a paedophile, and then you can kill yourself.
Yeah, well said.
But yeah, I just think... And every person that dies or that kills themselves or is hurt, somebody loves you.
Yeah.
And that's the fact. Like, you are loved by somebody, if not many people. And, like, I know of situations where people have taken action and not been successful. And in that moment, they've realised that how lucky they are because they didn't really want to fucking die. They just didn't want to be alive in that moment.
If you feel like that, go to a monastery or something. Try to get your friends and family to help you get you out of the country. Go to bloody Thailand and go to a Buddhist temple.
Or go to Machu Picchu and do some ayahuasca.
Yeah, that's it, yeah.
Cool.
Talk about that, ayahuasca, if you like.
Yeah, let's talk about ayahuasca. Do you ever done magic mushrooms before?
Yeah, I've done magic mushrooms.
I love magic mushrooms. It's my favourite thing to do.
Yeah, I like DMT.
I don't do them very often.
For me, because I'm quite hyperactive. I think like that businessman's trip of going so deep in psychedelics.
I tried Changa before, which is
that's it, yeah.
the DMT and ayahuasca blend.
Oh, yeah, I've tried it as well.
So, as you know, like you go boom, and then it's like you're in a cartoon zone.
Yeah, that's right.
It's fucking crazy.
I was thrashing around on the floor, and I was thinking, where am I going to come back to reality or whatever?
Mate, I fell into like a all-white void, right? And it was like, I was there and I fell into a void which is completely white. Like, it wasn't like white walls and white floor. It was just a white void, like a nothingness. Like, imagine like being in space, but it was just pure, brilliant,
how did you feel
white.
at that time?
I felt sketched the fuck out, if I'm honest, because all that was around me, except for the pure white, was tentacles, but not like 8 tentacles. I'm talking about like millions of tentacles. I was being suspended by tentacles, right? Since then, I've never eaten octopus. I can't eat octopus. I believe that there's something connected to another realm with octopus.
Okay, yeah.
And I ain't eating octopus no more.
So in that time when you was in this white room, was you thinking to yourself, you know, I know that I've done this changa?
No, I weren't thinking. I was being communicated to.
Yeah.
That's what I mean. Like, I was being spoken to, but not like by words.
It was dimension,
like, yeah. Like,
and you get a clear, like,
I came out of it,
voice.
like, 10 minutes later, I was completely normal, like it never happened.
And what did you get from it? Whatever weird thing?
I just had clarity. I had clarity. I knew there were some actions in my life that I had to take. I knew there were some changes I had to make. And I tried to implement them. I couldn't do all of them because it wasn't possible, but like it showed me what I needed to change long term. And like the thing is, what you got to remember is like sometimes when you do need to change something, when you do need to upgrade something, if you've got a goal, it doesn't need to be immediate. And if you're not successful immediately, it doesn't really fucking matter. As long as you still strive to achieve that goal, it don't even matter if you don't get there. As long as you're trying to get there, you're on the right path, you know?
Yeah.
Just try and fucking fulfill your destiny, mate. That's the best you can do.
So I got spoken to, like, without being spoken to, but it basically said, oh, you again, what did you learn? Your life on earth was very meaningless. You know, this is when I had, like, what I call an ego death, yeah? And looking back on it now I've grown more spiritual, your life on earth is very meaningless if you never go inside for growth and, you know, you never really realise, you know, that you're in a 3D realm, you know what I mean? When you realise that you're, you know, that you was looking for external stuff along a lot of the way, you know what I mean? And you already had everything you needed internally, you know what I mean?
And then you realise, like, the rest of it is just greed.
Yeah,
like,
exactly.
You make up, because you move the goalpost, you're like, I've got this, now I want that. But without accepting that you've got what you went for, like, you just, like, you're getting near it. It's like if you want a BMW and then all of a sudden you've got the money for the BMW, but you've got twice as much money, and you're like, oh, well, I might just get a Ferrari instead. Like, because why not? Do you know what I mean? It's like, but just get what you wanted, and then you've got an abundance of something else. You've got an abundance of cash. Instead of exhausting all of your fucking everything just to be greedy. Like, that's what we do as humans. We're just fucking greedy.
It's true, I used to be so greedy.
Magic mushrooms is my favourite, Jimmy.
Yeah.
Right? I'll tell you why. Psilocybins, right? This is what I call them, the little people, because I believe every time I do 3 grams, mate, I go into this little thing. There's one, I listen to an old African chant called Ho Wenna, and I literally just lay there. I take all my clothes off, I lay in front of a fire, and I play this music loud as fuck. It annoys anyone that's around me because I literally just lay there with my eyes closed, and everyone else is all fucking running around doing shit. I don't do that when I'm on shrooms. I lay down in front of a fire, I play my Ho Wenna chant, and I just lay there with my eyes closed, and I have conversations with little fucking psilocybins.
Have you got any shrooms here?
No, not here, no.
No, because I could do with doing some shrooms, I think. I think now was the time you just reminded me that I should do some.
It's an important thing to do, I think, occasionally. I think occasionally you should definitely do mushrooms. I think they are life-changing, and to people that are dead against drugs, they're not a drug, it's a fucking mushroom. And to people who are against psychedelics, try them. If you ain't tried them, shh. Basically, they're fucking wonderful. But I remember I used to smoke weed and I'd done some mushrooms. And the whole trip, I spent 4 hours listening to Ho Wenna on my back naked in front of a fucking fire, and the psilocybins over and over and over. It felt like 1,000 little voices, like the Minions.
Yeah.
Right? It felt like 1,000 little voices. All they just kept saying is, you got to stop smoking weed, you're fucking ruining your life. You got to stop smoking weed. You got to stop smoking weed. You got to stop smoking.
Amazing.
And that was it for 4 fucking hours.
Amazing. That's growth. You know what I mean?
I came around and I didn't smoke weed again. Well, I have smoked weed since, but like not like that. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, stop.
And like, it's really, I just found it weird because I didn't feel like there was an issue. I didn't feel like there was a problem, but it just kept saying, you need to stop smoking weed. Like, you're ruining your life. You need to stop smoking weed. And that was the whole 4-hour trip. And it weren't a bad trip for me. It weren't like I was sitting there like all freaking out, like, oh, there's aliens and this and that, which we're going to get onto right now, aliens. Let's talk about aliens.
DMT trip, my very first DMT trip. And then when I come around from the trip, I swear that I had these like aliens like looking like this. They were. I was aware that they were sat behind me in the car. Yeah. And the car turned into like a limousine. It was like a little Peugeot.
They got further.
It turned into like a limo, and I was like downloading like hieroglyphics and stuff like that, you know, ancient text, you know. I had a big. I might think I had PTSD from that trip. You know. It
can get there. You can have a bad trip.
Yeah.
Well, I always say when you have a bad trip again 2 weeks later, it'll make you forget your bad trip. It'll be so good.
It took me a year before I plucked up the courage to try DMT again, and you know, since then, like I'm not interested in doing it anymore. To be honest with you, I think like I've got all that. I must have gone on about 6 or 7 DMT trips now.
There's only so much you want to go for.
Yeah, I've had the ego death.
I think DMT is good.
Yeah.
But again, it's like with mushrooms, it's a different experience each time, and it's always a constant thing. But with DMT, it's like you achieve what you achieve.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, I think.
And then like, there's no point in like it's just otherwise.
So 3 grams, that's a heroic dose, isn't it, of mushrooms?
Oh, is it?
Yeah, for the strong stuff. I don't know. I gave my mate one of these things called Jack Frost. It was a big mushroom. It must have been 3 grams.
Yeah.
Mate, it was during the daytime, and I made out it was only like a small microdose I was giving in him. Yeah. I knew he was getting a big dose, and he had to go lay down in his camper van, and he couldn't do anything. You know?
Mate, I turn mine into little chocolates, right, and then I refrigerate them so that there's like a gram in each chocolate. And I put like 2 or 3 of them in a cup, put some hot water in, mix it up. You've got hot chocolate, you drink it. 20 minutes later, close off, Ho-Wenna on, fire on.
Ho-Wenna, I'm going to search it up on YouTube. You have to send me a link.
I will. It's weird because it's just like an old African chant, and listening to it on your phone on YouTube is pointless. But when you got the speakers, the bass kicks in from the
I've got a sauna with good speakers, Blue Point speakers.
Mate, it's wonderful. And it's not just a chant either. It's like an old ancient positivity prayer.
Wow, yeah.
For like wealth, health, strength, courage.
Yeah, I want the link. Yeah, please. Yeah.
Walk out to it, can't you, on Saturday?
Ho-Wenna.
Ho-Wenna.
Is that Ho-Wenna?
Yeah.
Will I find it if I go Ho-Wenna?
Ho-Wenna ancient chant. Yeah, it should
yeah.
pop in. But I'll send it to you. I've got it on my phone. If you could fight anybody, past or present, and I'm not talking about who's accessible to you right now.
Oh, yeah.
I mean any fucking person, and they don't even have to be a fighter.
Yeah.
Right? Who would you fight? Dream fight.
I'll tell you what, a dream fight. I'd love to fight Jake LaMotta. Yeah,
the Raging Bull.
The Raging Bull.
That'd
be great. Yeah.
Yeah. How'd you think you're fair against Jake LaMotta?
Oh, he's very tough.
He was a tough fucker.
You can't blame me for one. He's a little bit smaller than me. I think he was. He was a middleweight. I'm a light heavyweight. But I think he did go up to light heavyweight at the end of his career.
Yeah, he was fat though, wasn't he?
Yeah.
What do you make of?
I don't want to fight Jake Paul, you know, he's a fucking unit.
Mate,
he's big as fuck.
Yeah, he is big,
he can punch as well, but...
Oh, mate, Tyron Woodley, was that legit?
Yeah, it was legit, yeah.
The legit knockout?
Legit knockout. But Tyron Woodley's so much smaller than him.
But when I say legit knockout, I mean...
Oh, we don't know, do we? We don't know.
He might have been knocked out, but did he drop his hand?
He did drop his hand, yeah.
For what reason? Why would you drop? You're an experienced fighter, you see someone in front of you, wobble their fist, and then you drop your hand.
Yeah, it's like it's fishy,
You may be knocked out, but was it scheduled?
He's a genius, only that Jake Paul. Look what he's achieved.
I know, mate, fair fucking play to him. But I'll tell you what.
He's flexing a billion watch today.
If he knocks out Mike Tyson, and I am in a position which you were in, end up in his locker room someday, I'm going to fucking chin him.
Yeah, you would, yeah.
But I'd have to, mate. The thing is, Mike Tyson's my ultimate, I couldn't fight Mike Tyson. I couldn't throw a punch at him.
Yeah,
if he punched my wife, maybe that would be the only reason. But apart from that, I don't think I would even. Not because of fear, although there is an amazing amount of fear, but out of respect, I don't think I could even put in a glove to spar with him. Do you know what I mean?
I'll say this now: if he does knock out Mike Tyson, and Tony Bellew manages to get the fight, I will be there to support Tony Bellew.
Yeah, absolutely.
And I'll give Jake Paul some shit. I've been so close to Jake Paul so many times.
Yeah.
I've been to quite a lot of his fights. I've been to his fight against Anderson Silva. I've been his fight against Woodley.
Again, Anderson Silva.
Yeah.
When have you ever seen Anderson Silva move that poorly in a fight? He's the best mover.
I can't imagine Anderson Silva taking a dive.
Mm-hmm.
I think it was a fair fight.
Is it? That was his last fight ever.
Yeah.
How much did he get paid?
I don't know.
Do you know what I mean? He made more in that fight than he did in his whole UFC career.
Crazy.
Like, it's mad. But it's the thing, I think, with this influencer boxing, is it still even influencer? It is influencer boxing. I know he's striking up a real fucking record, but it's still influencer boxing, isn't it?
It's mad. Imagine if Jake Paul become a legit world champion. What would people say then? You know what I mean? He's at that weight.
Because he wants to fight Canelo, but he's too heavy, so he'd have to fight someone like fucking... Who would he have to fight?
What about Chris Billham-Smith? He's from Bournemouth. He's fighting tomorrow night, isn't he?
Is he fighting tomorrow?
Or Saturday night, actually, Saturday.
Yeah. I like Chris. Thing is, obviously, like I'm friends with Richard Riakporhe. We knew each other when we were younger. And their first fight, the first fight they had was close, and I'd say Billham-Smith was winning, but then obviously he got socked in the eye, so the fight got stopped. This fight, Richard just didn't turn up. The midnight train just weren't fucking there, mate. And
did they fight in Bournemouth?
No, they fought at Crystal Palace.
Oh, right.
Yeah. Billham done him. Like, well done, I think.
I've not even been to one of Billham's fights, even though he fights in Bournemouth.
No, but what I'd say is, like, Chris's game has stepped up. Because I watched that fight when he first lost, the time he lost to Richard, and he was nowhere near the person that he is now and the fighter that he is now. Do you know what I mean? He's come on so much, and like I respect it because I never really followed his career. Do you know what I mean? And I expected him to lose because he lost before, and because I had faith and like belief in someone that I know. I thought he's just going to get walked over at Crystal Palace. You're in front of an away crowd, blah, 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 and you've been beat by the fella before, and that's in your fucking head. But he done him, and the thing is, it looked like the roles were reversed. Like, Richard just looked out of his depth. And I didn't like seeing that, do you know what I mean? Like, that was my mate when we was not doing so well in life. Let's just say that, do you know what I mean?
I mean, it's amazing, Chris Billham-Smith's career, especially, I wouldn't say he got into boxing late, but his just pro career... You know, I remember I was doing unlicensed boxing, and I'm like thinking, why are you still doing amateur boxing? Because, you know, we got ring girls, we walk out with smoking lights, you know, like. But he was learning boxing the best way.
He's learning the skill,
levels, the skills. Now look, he's.
Do you kind of regret not staying in the amateurs a bit more longer, honing your skills and going pro?
Yeah, that was the idea when I was 19 years of age. Yeah, and then. Wasted.
We get opportunities that are too fucking glistening, don't we? And then we're like, fuck that, let's do this. I made my first professional MMA fight was televised on Sky and headlined a fucking show. How could I turn that down?
Where was that? UCM? Was it UCM?
No, that was Rumble on the Rock in Jersey. Oh, so I got to get on a fucking plane. Yeah. I headlined the fucking show.
Yeah, but that was through UCMMA. That was wartime Sky Sports.
Scott, I don't know.
Carling and that,
Yeah. But mate, it was like...
James Jedi Milady on that show?
I can't remember, mate. It was...
Yeah, Rumble on the Rock. Yeah.
Fucking... How long ago was that? 15 years ago almost?
Wow, yeah.
It's a long time.
I had an opportunity to fight in... this is a mad story, but we'll just leave it at that. My son was 13 years ago. So this time 13 years ago, well, a couple of weeks gone, it was UCMMA in the Dominican Republic. I was matched to fight Jermaine Facey. And at the last minute, I couldn't go, you know, literally the last minute. So someone replaced me. And I shouldn't really have agreed to the fight, but I was put in a situation where...
You've got to take it. And it's like, I shouldn't have taken it.
Yeah, I've got to take it, but she, the woman, she said, you can't if you leave me pregnant, because she was due to have the baby. Yeah. But, you know, I was like, because I was premature baby, so it could have happened and that, you know. And, you know, when you get the ultimatums and stuff like that, you know, I ended up, you know, not going...
You've done the right thing.
Yeah.
You've done the right thing. You didn't do the right thing for your career, but you've done the right thing for your family, and that's the difference between a man and a boy.
And I missed out on that experience of being in the Hard Rock Casino. So I'm hopefully I get that opportunity again.
One day. You're still going.
They do it with the BKFC, you know, in America, but I tried.
What do you think about BKB?
BKB.
Is it still going, or is dissolved? Or is it still...
BYB it is now.
Is it changed to BYB?
Yeah, BYB.
And is it all in the triangle cage?
The triangle, they've teamed up. It's good. The Americans and the English, and our talent, their talent on the same roster.
Yeah.
And,
who would you say is the best British bare-knuckle boxer?
Jimmy Sweeney, yeah. He's legend. Yeah. He's the GOAT.
Yeah. What do you make of... CJ Mills?
Yeah, he's up in the rankings, but it's weird because he's actually in the same rankings as me in middleweight, but he last fought I don't know
what
weight.
Wasn't he?
Yeah.
Yeah, the thing is, his career started well, and then it's just fucking an unfortunate. It's one of them things, though. Like, I think
they
some
matched
people
him against a Welshman.
Yeah, yeah.
Same as me.
Bad news,
Yeah.
bad news, mate. Fucking animals, aren't they?
Yeah.
Sheep shagging bastards. Anyway, enough racism from me.
One of my mates is a Welshman, John Phillips. Do you remember him from MMA? He was in the UFC.
Yeah. He's
going to be fighting in the BKFC. I see him. He works as security. He's over in Dubai right now doing the boxing security.
I don't know why.
He's a beast.
Do you know who should be doing fucking BYB? Julius Francis, mate.
Julius Francis, what, the former world champion?
Yeah, the former world champion. Him.
Was he a world champion? No, he fought Tyson, didn't he?
He fought Tyson.
Yeah.
And got beat by Tyson in Manchester in the year 2001, I think it was.
Yeah, do you know the heavyweight scene in the bare knuckles pretty poor. Not so much in the BKFC.
Yeah, but it's poor. But like me, I just don't see or even Shannon Briggs. He still likes getting involved in it. Do you know what I mean? I think when you're a heavyweight, ex-pro, why aren't you hitting up the fucking BKB? If you still want to get involved, you're still calling people out. Like, it was only 5 years ago, he was calling out fucking
actually, the BYB's got an amazing heavyweight champion. He's a Cuban boxer. Don't know his name, but I know he's dangerous as hell. And I think, like, you got the BYB and the BKFC, and sooner or later they're going to do crossover things.
Of course, they've got to.
Because someone like one of these rich Arabs is going to say, I want to know who the best bare knuckle heavyweight is. I want this guy versus this guy.
Turkey's going to end up fucking getting into it, and Turkey al-Sheikh.
Yeah.
His greatness, or whatever they call it.
Yeah, his greatness, yeah.
Greatness,
so
Turkey
stick around longer than that. Maybe I might not be. I might be upset now because I ain't got a world title shot next, but maybe it'll work out for the better.
Where are you on the roster on this show on Saturday?
I'll be the main event.
Main event, are you?
Yeah.
Nice. Pity I can't be there.
Well, thanks for the tickets.
That's all right, mate.
Thanks for the invite to the podcast. It's been great.
No, I appreciate it.
Thanks for the T-shirt.
Have you ever been to Berlin before?
Never.
Fucking go.
Yeah, go, yeah.
Go. Mate, I'm an advocate for Berlin. It's a wonderful place, great city, full of debauchery. If you're single, go to Berlin, mate.
Funny enough, I used to be a commercial pipe fitter, and I was looking at jobs in like Germany. They pay good money. Well, unfortunately, now we've left Europe.
EU, yeah.
It's a pain in the arse. I can't go and work over there. Otherwise, I
need
could
a visa.
Just go there, get a job as a pipe fitter.
Yeah, but I'm going to wrap it up, and it's a short one. But you've got your dog in the van.
Yeah, he's sound. Yeah.
How is he? What's his name?
Patch. Big Patch.
Big
yeah.
Patch.
Brilliant
Big
dog.
Patch, the American.
The Dogo.
Bulldog.
He's a bastard.
It is what it is.
Yeah.
Right, thanks, Jimmy.
Yeah,
appreciate it, mate.
Nice one, yes.
Oh, fucking hell, look at it. He's strong, this one. He's strong. We've got to have an arm wrestle now. Yeah. Fuck that.
Your left hand.
Fucking hurt.
No, don't worry about it, mate. I'm not into arm wrestles. Not with man with your shoulders. Yeah.